Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello there, you're very welcome to another Encore. Well, as you probably know by now, every Sunday night about this time here in Studio One, we're joined by three very well-known Irish names from the world of entertainment, who not only get a chance to perform for us, but also they get an opportunity to invite into the studio three particular favorite performers of their own. We also have a chance to see our guests in their careers a number of years ago, courtesy of the RTE archives. Also, we show three small pieces or clips from the RTE archives going back over 25 years, which has a particular significance or a particular memory for them. But enough of all that. Let me introduce you to tonight's guests. The first man I want you to meet is known not only the length and the breadth of the country as a musician of note, but also as a publican, a raconteur, and, in my opinion, a man who has a great zest for life. Please join with me in welcoming to Encore, Mr. Paddy Cole. Hip, hip. You're welcome. Thanks. Our next guest trod the boards of the Abbey Theatre stage when she was all of 16 years of age. And since that time, she's gone on to become one of Ireland's premier actresses. It's my great pleasure to introduce Maureen Toll. Maureen. Thank you. Thanks, Sarah. You look lovely. And our third guest this evening is a man who's known not only for his ability as a songwriter, he also is known for his terrific voice. He's represented Ireland in Eurovision, but recently he's been taking London town literally by storm, receiving a standing ovation every night for his performance. Please welcome to Encore, Colm Wilkinson. Hip, hip. You're welcome, Colm. Well, you're all very welcome onto the show. Maureen, you and I have worked together before on the Irish RM when you played the drunken cook. Do you remember?
Mrs. O'Fee, yes.
Mrs. O'Fee. Yeah. But I've never actually worked with Paddy or Colm before. In fact, before the show, I never even got a chance to meet them. Have you three worked together before?
No.
Well, I met Paddy at one of the song contests, but he was playing. He was doing a different song than I was, and we both lost.
We shared the same dressing room.
Yes.
It was the losers' dressing room.
Yeah, I always think that it's a pity that we don't get a chance, that musicians and actors don't get a chance to work together more often. I mean, really, the thing that got me into the business in the first instance was I wanted to be a rock star. So now that I'm kind of like an actor, I often feel that it's a pity that we don't do... You've done musicals, Maureen, have you been?
Yes, yes, many musicals. Not anymore. My voice broke when I was 32 or something.
Last year, in fact. Last year, yes. But Colm, now you've really crossed over. I mean, it's not just a musical. You're doing a dramatic role as well.
Yeah, well, I always wanted to do the acting thing, and I don't like this distinction between actors and sing-alls.
Right.
I think that all singers are actors, and vice versa. I think when you're on stage, you act out a song, and I think that the distinction is not really there.
Yeah.
And for me, I always wanted to act, and I act out songs anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Paddy, did you have... I mean, I'd say you had ambitions to be an actor.
No, I'm a bit of an actor anyway all the time. Because,
exactly.
And as regards being a singer, I can't sing and I have records to prove it. So that's my answer to that.
But I often think...
Mine are like that as well.
I often think that you musicians have one thing over actors, straight actors. Maureen, maybe you'll agree with me on this, and that is that you can actually kind of do the gig right here, as they say. You can bring along your clarinet or your guitar, and there's a Joanna there, and you can kind of gig away. Whereas we need the script and the stage and the lights and the director and all that. Yes. It seems to be easy for you guys to actually get together and do it.
No, to a certain extent. Like, I mean, if I was to do a jam with Colm, for argument's sake, and a blues number, it wouldn't be just a case of that we just lifted the instruments and did it. I think Colm would agree that we've put a lot of years into liking that music and playing that music and studying that music. So, but you carry it in your head, I suppose.
That's
rather
right.
Than,
but that brings the formation. I mean, a blues is a 12-bar, but you have to know it's a 12-bar.
Yeah,
you
right.
just can't go all over the place.
I understand.
You know?
Yeah, I understand. But that brings us, the whole idea of getting together brings us, in a way, to our first choice from the archive. Wilkinson, the guest performer that you've invited along this evening is Rob Strong. Would you like to tell us a bit about your choice?
Well, I know Rob for quite a few years now, and I just happen to think that he's a marvellous singer, and he sounds to me like a black singer. He's got this great feel, this great sensitivity, and I just love him. I think he's marvellous.
And what song is he going to sing tonight?
You've lost that lovin' feeling. He never lost his feeling, though.
I begin to see what you mean. Oh, sensational. He's been reading my mail, that boy.
He's
That's
fantastic.
terrific. Great
Absolutely.
performance. Rob Strong, you've lost that love and feeling. Colm, this year's really been your year. I mean, it's been an incredible year for you altogether. But you're going
I
to
got
wind it up.
12 months work up front. That's what you mean, yeah. Which is a great one for anybody in this business.
Yeah. Now, and where are you going to do it, though? That's the thing.
Well, I'm going to America next week to do the Les Miserables, Jean Valjean, on 2 months in Washington and then down to New York.
Opening up on Broadway.
In the Broadway Theatre on Broadway, yeah.
What date do you start rehearsal?
We start rehearsal November the 3rd.
November the 3rd, which means that you've guessed it. You see, we're really not here at all. This show has been pre-recorded. And by the time that you actually... the magic of TV, folks. You see, and by the time that you get a chance to see
I have the power
this...
to buy location.
Yes, he has. By the time you get a chance to see this, Colm will be well, in fact, into rehearsals for Les Miserables. Tell me what you were saying yesterday about the advances that they have.
They've taken 4 million already. And they reckon that by the time we get down to New York, they'll have taken 10 million, which is the biggest ever advance in any show ever in Broadway.
That's fantastic. That's great.
I don't know what you're cheering about. I don't get any of that. No, taxman.
Paddy, you've played in America, and Maureen, you've played in America too.
Yes, I have, yes.
I mean, what you told me something I didn't even know. You played with an American touring company.
Yes, went over with an Irish company and then joined an American company and toured all over the Middle West and went as far as Texas down to Florida.
Yeah.
And it was a great experience.
Paddy, the same. I mean, you've been to Las Vegas.
Yeah, we did tours with the Capitol Showband in the early 60s to New York, Chicago, Boston, all those places. Then I finished up with Brendan Byer and those in Vegas for 5 years.
Terrific, terrific.
So I actually started, believe it or not, one of the first gigs I ever did. And I mean, my kids are sick listening to me saying this. I was in the States when I was 16 and a half, working with Louis Stewart and the Chris Lamb Show Band.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know the
in
bunch.
New York, and I've been back a few times, but basically with that kind of format.
Colm, an American songwriter, Dory Previn, actually wrote a musical that you picked your performance from the archives from, Dory Previn.
Yeah.
It's from Hunky Dory from 1981. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
It was a show that, funny enough, John McColgan, the guy who's directing this show, did, and it's absolutely, it's lovely the way I'm playing the juvenile lead again as usual, you know. But, the devil. But this is called the Doppleganger, and I believe that means alter ego. It believes the good and bad side and the actual sort of adversity that's set up between the two sort of sides of a person's character.
Okay.
And you'll see the split screen happening in it. It's great. It's good.
Okay, let's have a look at it. It's Colm Wilkinson singing Dory Previn's song Doppleganger from Hunky Dory, RTE's production, 1981.
He was in the crowd in Dallas at the close of Camelot. I spotted him on campus when the students had been shot. In an oriental village with civilians left to rot, he was hanging out with soldiers, trading heroin for pot, and he was smiling, Last night I found obscenities scrawled across my wall. I swear I can't repeat the filthy words that I recall. And then the most immoral, damned, insulting thing of all, as I read each line, I noticed his handwriting was identical with mine.
Well, it's a case of two Colm Wilkinsons for the price of one, but does it mean two
I didn't
fees,
get
I asked
paid
myself.
twice. No, that's what I was going to say. The pair of
Colm, the song that you've chosen for your performance, it's
Yeah.
probably the first time that it's been sung on TV.
Possibly, yes.
It's from the
yeah.
new Lloyd Webber, Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, it's from the Phantom of the Opera, and I played the original Phantom in the piece. Yeah, Lloyd Webber puts on snippets of shows that he is hoping to put on in the West End down at his home. He's converted the church into a little theatre, and I played the original Phantom down there. And this song, I really love this song because he writes really strong melodies and the lyrics are great. But he's just taken Christine, the girl. He's nabbed her from the opera house and brought her down
This is the
underneath.
Phantom
Yeah,
himself,
this is the Phantom, down underneath into his cave, and he's now singing this song. And the only thing he has, which is very sad in itself, is his music. He's very ugly, he's disfigured. I was wondering why they gave me the part, but however, he's quite ugly, and all he has is his music, and he's saying to her, you know, this is what I'm offering you, my music.
Terrific.
And
Well,
this
look
is what
forward
the
to
song
hearing
is
it.
about.
Okay, Colm Wilkinson, the stage is yours.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness multiplies imagination. Slowly all the senses abandon their defenses, helpless to resist the notes I write, for I composed the music of the night. Close your eyes, for your eyes will only tell the truth, and the truth isn't what you want to see. In the dark, it is easy to pretend that the truth is what it ought to be. Daytime music, meaningless and fleeting, bird song, small talk, empty words of greeting. As the night is nearing, touch and taste and hearing gradually replace redundant sight, preparing for the music of the night. Close your eyes, let the touch of it suffuse your soul. Let its embers crescendo into flame. Can you tell? Is it pleasure? Is it pain? From now on, you'll never be the same. Don't reject my music, though you fear it. Let me show you, only stay and hear it. Measure after measure, an instrument of pleasure, a treasure house of passion and delight. Come join me in the music of the night. On my own, my soul cannot take flight. Help me
the music of the
Chris Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Kennedy on piano.
Colm, tell me, are you even a little bit sorry that you're not playing the part?
Well, as I said, we keep on talking about Padre Pio and the power of bilocation. I wish I could have done that as well. Andrew Lloyd Webber wanted me to do it, but Cameron McIntosh, unfortunately, is producing Les Miserables as well as the Phantom of the Opera, and I'd already contracted to do Jean Valjean, so I couldn't do the Phantom.
Well, it's a
But
nice
I would
position
have,
to be
yeah,
in.
I'd love to have done it as well. But
It's
there you
probably
go. I
going
think
to
I'm in a better position at the moment.
It'll probably go to Broadway as well, Phantom. Do you
It
think?
will, yeah, it will. But unfortunately, I won't be in it.
You'll already be there.
I will. Well, I
That's
hope so.
terrific. Colm, the old piece, talking about old, the old piece of the Reardons that we were talking about in
Yeah.
part one from 1968 is your second choice from the archives. Tell us why.
Well, as you know, Jude Reardon is Rebecca Wilkinson, my sister. And I was an awful gurrier when I was a kid, you know. I was real, well, that time ago, I mean, I was a bit of a header, you know.
A head?
Yeah, a bit of a header. And I think Rebecca had an idea that she should get me sort of to meet a nice girl.
To
and
settle down.
No, just to steady me up a little bit, you know what I mean? So I believe a day she was late for the Reardons. She missed she was always sleeping in, you see, and she missed the coach or whatever to go down. So I drove her down, and Deirdre was the production assistant.
Yeah.
My future wife was the production assistant on the Reardons, and Rebecca introduced me to Deirdre.
And that would have been around the same time that this clip is from, actually.
Yeah, I just want to say that the first view I saw of Deirdre was a back view, and she had a lovely behind. You know, it was absolutely beautiful, and she still has. I think I must say that it was possibly one of the luckiest days of my life.
I see.
actually,
Well,
meeting
that's great
Deirdre.
to hear. Of course, along with Rebecca there was Biddy White-Lennon as Maggie, Derek Young played Jim, I think, and the chap in the straw hat actually was Tom Hickey as Benji. And actually in the studio with us this evening is Rebecca Wilkinson and Colm's wife, Deirdre Wilkinson. There we go. Thanks for being here. It from Encore for this week. And my sincere thanks to Paddy Cole, to Maureen Toll, to Joe Cuddy, to Rob Strong, to Barry McGovern, to Chris Kennedy and the band over there in the corner, and of course to Colm Wilkinson. Colm, as you're heading off, as we said earlier, to Broadway, I just want to say that we wish you all the very best of luck. And I'm sure that I'm speaking for everybody in Ireland when we say that we wish you the best. And when you're walking on stage in the first night, just think that Ireland is right behind you. We're really proud of you. Colm
Thank you very much.
As we won't be seeing Colm for about a year or so, we thought that we might like to get him to rock and roll us out tonight. Colm, what are you going to do for us?
Well, we're going to get Rob Strong, Paddy Cole, and maybe coerce Joe Cuddy in to do this thing. It's a Muddy Waters thing called I Got My Mojo Workin'.
Terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it for this week from Encore, as I said. Please be with us at the same time next week, just after the news, 9:15, for 3 more names from the Irish world of entertainment. Take your seats. We'll see you then. Good night.
Hup. Got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. Sing it!
I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you.
Yeah. I'm gonna love you so much.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah. Do it!
I'm going way down, Louisiana. Gonna buy myself a mojo ham. Got to take myself way down to Louisiana. I'm gonna buy myself a mojo ham. I'm gonna get all these women and get them in the palm of my hand. Hey, I got my mojo working.
Oh, you got your mojo working.
Mojo working.
Got it working.
Got my mojo working. Yeah. got my mojo working.
I know.
I got my mojo working.
But it just don't work on you. Hey. Got this gypsy woman giving me advice.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I got this gypsy woman. She's giving me a lot of filthy advice.
Hey, man, I thought that ain't too
I
bad.
tell you, it's true.
Ain't too bad.
Got a whole lot of tricks that I'm keeping here on ace. Hey.
Tell me.
I got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working, yeah.
Mojo working.
Got my mojo working, but it just don't. Patty Cole, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, looking good.
Look at that.
BB King jacket. This fella's been crying about getting off here all night.
Come on.
Look at
Sing
this.
us a song.
Can he sing the blues?
Joe Goody, ladies and gentlemen, is going to sing
yeah.
the blues.
Say. Lord have mercy.
Let's go. You Mo.
I've got my mojo working. My mojo working. My mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working.
Just don't work out. Just don't work out. Just don't work out. Let it work.
Work it.
Let it work. Let it work. Let it work. Woo! Got my mojo working. Yeah. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but
It just don't want.
you know it don't work.
Will it work? Will it work? It'll work. Will it work? Will it work?
Oh, it's gonna work. Oh, yeah. Rob Strong, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Cuddy. Howdy Cole.